It is now time to decide who will be your next RWA champion. Scheduled for 1-4, this is a fatal four-way.
And on any card, this could and would be your main event of the evening. But folks, we've got some dirty cage business we got to tend to after this. Nonetheless, making his way to the ring, an RWA original from many moons ago. And a man that says he's looking at things a little bit differently nowadays. Mr. Antonio Atama.
Making his way to the ring, folks, from Johnston, Rhode Island, weighing in at 175 pounds, the investment, Antonio Atama!
Bobby Rossi, championship match. Atama pulling out the new gear for this one.
Oh, Antonio Atama is a guy that I know rather well. And here's the thing, at official Chris Sanders, if he's in it, he's there to win it. He doesn't half step. He doesn't play with an idea. He's here. He's here to compete.
You know, since coming back to the RWA, he has 2 major wins against Coach Robach in October, and last month stealing one against Jason Blade. Not to mention, he's 3 up on Jason Blade. So this is going to be a good one. Antonio Atama, and he's only 1 participant. We got 3 more to go.
A former RWA junior heavyweight champion has never actually held RWA top gold. This could be a big potential moment for Antonio Atama.
Tonight at 192 pounds, Jason Blade!
A fan favorite here in RWA, Bobby Rossi. Jason Blade never misses a step.
He really doesn't. And you want to talk about a fella that doesn't age. This guy's been at it for the better part of 15 years. He showed up last month as if he hadn't missed a beat.
And Bobby Rossi, for the people watching, they might not be familiar with Jason Blade. We're talking about a guy who stood toe-to-toe with guys like AJ Styles, who teamed with Eddie Edwards against guys like El Generico and Kevin Steen. Names might sound a little familiar. He's faced the best, FIP. He's been everywhere. And he's looking to add some gold here in RWA. How big would this be for Jason Blade? His second match in RWA, leave with gold. How big would it be for the RWA?
To say that the likes of Jason Blade can now be considered RWA history, a former champion of RWA. I'm sorry, that in itself would raise our stock immensely. This is no kitty corner type of matchup, folks. There are a lot of real competitors here tonight. Listen to this.
Introducing competitor number 3. Tonight, weighing in at 179 pounds, with the bucket, the Lost Cause, John Steele!
We gotta give credit where credit is due. John Steele, a few months ago, secured the #1 contendership, winning the Lucky 7 Gauntlet. So he is the #1 guy deserving of this championship match. From the bucket, fired up as ever. John Steele's always adding to the arsenal, whether it's his appearance, the way he presents himself in the ring, the moveset. I'm curious for this one. A new look. When we talk about Atama, it's that championship match feel for this one.
You know, Coach, and I'm sure you would understand this, there's something about the way you feel when you get a brand new haircut. There's something about the stride in your step when you've got a new suit on. And in a big potential occasion such as this, John Steele is just making sure he's sharp enough for the occasion. I appreciate that much, and I appreciate every bit of fury he's going to bring to this battle.
And your final competitor in this fatal four-way championship match, in the Corona, weighing in at 215 pounds,
Now, Kellan Thomas has accomplished a lot in RWA. Former Triple Crown, former Hype, former Tag Team Champion. You got to point out the fact that it was Kellan Thomas who John Steele eliminated last to secure this spot. So John Steele, he's not really fighting with a chip on his shoulder. He's determined right now.
Absolutely, and John Steele might have been under the impression that he would be facing Mike Grasso one-on-one at one point in time. That was the plan that management had in mind, but as we know, folks, professional wrestling is one of the most dynamic fields of sports combat that you could think of. Everything can change within moments, and with Mike Grasso not quite making it as far along in his recovery as we had hoped, this is now the stage in which John Steele must play.
Senior official Manny Souza holding the prestigious RWA Championship. Obviously, Mike Grasso is watching this one closely. He said it, whoever's the champion when he returns, if he dies, he dies.
It's a bold claim, but I would expect nothing less from Mike Grasso. And I mean, well done. Way to hit the scoreboard. I appreciate that, Kellan.
No brownie points for this one. Bell is called, and
and Atama makes his way to the outside. He knows what kind of casino this is going to be.
Casino, after this, you want to bet the numbers?
No, I don't have that kind of money, my friend. But when I talk about things being a casino, it's kind of an Italian saying. Que casino, one would say, when you talk about things being high intensity and damn near a catastrophic mess.
Fatal four-way, turning into a triple threat as Antonio Atama sits on the outside.
He's going to pick and choose his spots. And look at this. Look at this. Jason Blade knows, too, that this is a marathon. Thomas showing a few shades of gray going into this matchup.
Do you want to tell him?
I mean, let's sort of find out. Hey! Anthony, enough John off. It's time to dance for your chicken.
John Steele with a big kick. Bobby Rossi, we got to watch the action. Setting up, Kellan Thomas calling it early. Picking him up, big fireman's carry.
Do-se-do, and around they go. Kellan Thomas, a grappler's grappler, collides with John Steele in the middle of this ring from a pair of lariato attempts.
Double clothesline right there from Steele and Riot. Jason Blade not done, drilling Atama, throwing his body right on Atama. He's feeling this one.
Classic Jason Blade from the apron with both grace and precision. He launches himself and sends Atama for a little bit of a loop. Up and over. Oh my God, the timing on this guy is impeccable. Two well placed hip tosses, sends Atama ass over tea kettle. Wriggles his way to freedom, does Antonio Atama. Back elbow applied by Jason Blade, only to be hit by the signature drop salt.
Big kick, Antonio Atama enjoying this one. Blade right now on the outside, and you got to talk about it, Bobby Rossi. Fatal four-ways are huge. RWA Championship, prestigious as ever, but you need to have eyes in the back of your head. You need to keep an eye out, not for one extra guy, not for two, but for three.
You walk into this style of matchup with having a 25% chance to win automatically, and there are no countouts. So you got to keep your head on a swivel.
Big kick from Jason Blade, not done yet, taking flight. Oh! Atama going for the cover. We got a new champ. Kellan Thomas there to break it up.
Kellan Thomas.
Wait a minute.
He's no stranger to scrambles. I have seen him, you have seen him in some of the most high-profile multi-man matchups in the past. He knows that this is far from over.
Blade and Riot both go for a pinfall. John Steele trying to steal that one. Are they going to let Steele go, you think?
I mean, alliances fold really fast in these style of matchups. So I don't know. Seems as if Thomas and Blade are on the same page. But when I say for now, I mean just for now.
Winding up, double super kick, sending Steele, knocking him to the outside. And this is where you got to capitalize. You can't worry about those guys, Bobby Rossi. You got to worry about in the ring.
Blade and Kellan Thomas, having walked down this road plenty of times before, they can literally feel the eyes on them. They know what time it is. They know where they are. And they know where their competitors are as well.
Round and round these two go, trying to go a little old school, not even a collar and elbow tie up. Kellan Thomas winding up but Atama's there, drilling Blade into the post.
And very well done by Atama to stop his competitors right into their tracks.
We were down to 4, and now it's only 2. Antonio Atama using the rope, but there's nothing Manny Souza can do. This is fatal 4-way rules. Bob Woody said it earlier.
Atama reasserting the fact that he can take those kinds of liberties in this matchup to Manny Souza. We've seen him turn on a dime as well. You know, when it comes to championship gold, Antonio Atama does not have any friends. He said that multiple times in the past.
I don't think he's the man. But you see that lariat from Antonio Atama, not even flinching, wiping Kellan Thomas, a guy bigger than him down.
Atama certainly has his faithful here at ringside. You got to wonder what kind of moxie that gives him going into this matchup. Looking to maybe grab a Kimura out of this. He's just lucky enough to land on his feet and then onto his face. Thomas with the cover. Just 2, says Manny Souza.
Drilling him down. Big breakup right there. Pinfall. And this is the thing. You could have this match won, but it won't matter because there are other guys you got to worry about. Pulling him inside out. Kellan Thomas picking him up.
And he evades that suplex attempt, does John Steele. But Kellan Thomas, man, you're talking about unorthodox. He sees it coming every which way and angle.
Absolutely, he's winding up. What's the Riot looking to do, Bobby Rossi?
Riot Kellan Thomas finds himself on the shoulders and gets hit with a DVD. Steele now raises to his feet.
Drilling him down. Steele knew that was the guy to go for the pinfall. Speaking of pinfall, Jason Blade. Only a 2 count.
Deep schoolboy attempt does it to no avail. And now what we got here, we've got a bridge attempt. Both of these guys jockeying for position here on the mat. I'm sorry, Steele, but when it comes to wrestling, I think Blade might have your number. Makes his way out of that backslide attempt, goes for another double leg takeover. Deep stack, will it be enough? No, we've got another reversal here. He sits up for the pin. And I'm sorry, but to go step for step with Jason Blade is a feat in itself.
Atama with the double lariat. You don't usually see guys his size making it look that easy. Wiping down Blade, wiping down Steele. This is unreal.
Look, man, Antonio Atama has never held the top strap in this company, and this is a place he called home for many years. I can understand why he's got that kind of grit behind his offense.
Looking right at Jason Blade, looking to pick him up. Blade starting to fight back. Big strike to the back. Big right hook to Steele.
Atama finding himself in the throngs of everyone's offense and combat here.
Strikes back and forth. Kellan Thomas wiping all 3 out.
A kamikaze attempt yet again here. The moonsault heard around the world. It takes everybody out of competition. Manny Souza's checking to see if they can even compete here. And with fatal 4-way rules in place, he doesn't have a standing 10 count to make.
Absolutely. Manny Souza kind of has an easy day in the job right now, Bobby Rossi.
I would call this an easy day in the office.
Gotta watch out for pinfalls and submissions. Ropes don't matter. Big back elbow from Atama.
Riot's jacked. He's all... Look at this, Atama. He's got it.
He's got that pressure, Bobby Rossi.
Reached in. He's got it sunk in. Oh, and Blade just mushes him square to the face with that boot.
Kellan Thomas drilling him down. Shades of Mike Rassa.
Beautifully done. Cover here applied, and John Steele in the nick of time keeps his hopes of victory alive.
Bobby Rossi, we see Fatal 4-Way, how much people want it. We see how much people want it when the RWA Championship's on the line. Steele almost drilling him down.
Steele does not buckle underneath the pressure. He is standing tall, going toe-to-toe with Jason Blade. Whip attempt. Steele on the apron, issues out a forearm of his own. He climbs to the top rope. What the hell's he got in mind here? Woo-wee!
Huge kick right there, knocking the wind out of him, but knocking the wind out of John Steele as he hits a beautiful kip up. And Blade is feeling the repercussions of this one.
John Steele with a focused offense here. Gets every bit of that. Goes for the pin. Atama knows what time it is.
Sending Steele into Raya. Sending Steele to the outside. Wait a minute. Antonio Atama picking up Blade. Blade go for the cover. Only a 2.
Ooh, that was a close one, though. You see where...
Come on! Bobby Rossi.
A very unceremonious strike to the
What?
lower midsection.
Winner of this match and new RWA Heavyweight Champion, Antonio Atama.
Bobby Rossi, we were just talking about what kind of a spectacle of a match this was. All 4 participants gave it their all. Steele had it won, and it was Antonio Atama who wipes out Raya, wipes out Steele, and gives Jason Blade the low blow and steals the RWA Championship.
Look, Antonio Atama said it. I'm not here to make friends. I am here to win matches. And he doesn't care who he pisses off in the process. This is his hometown, and there's a polarizing effect this victory has had over the room right now. They don't approve of the means, but there is one proud papa in the middle of the ring. Former junior heavyweight champion, Antonio Atama, current RWA champion.
Something he has never done in the RWA he has accomplished, but we also got to point out the fact that he pinned Jason Blade. That's another win he has over on Bobby Rossi. Antonio Atama is on cloud 9, but I know T Phoenix, I know Alfredo. I don't think they're going to let that one slide.
No, I don't think so either, considering the controversy that our championship titles have been surrounded by in recent time. One can only imagine what this says for the RWA Championship and what it says for the championship bracket. Folks, as we get ready to close out our spectacle of 2025, we have a new pair of RWA Tag Team Champions and a new RWA Champion as well in Antonio Atama. I'm just as surprised as you are as a fan looks over to me in shock.
RWA Champion, Antonio Atama.
And there's not a single thing that any one of these other competitors should be ashamed of. They all brought every bit of their A game to this competition. I can imagine everyone in the contest is going to feel some sort of way and feel as if they're owed some other second chance, if you will.
What a win for Antonio Atama here in the RWA. But what a fight, Bobby Rossi. We got to give these guys their flowers.
Sure.
Jason Blade, John Steele, and Kellan Thomas did whatever it took. But at the end, only one man can reign supreme, and that is Antonio Atama.